In the beginning. Profound words. They possess a mythical quality, as if referring to an event existing outside of time, one that never actually happened, but a beginning, no matter how long ago it may have occurred, is indeed very real, and that beginning sets the stage for everything that follows. All that we experience today was set in motion by those very real events from long ago. So, what do we know about the beginning of the New Eden cluster? Tucked away in a humdrum corner of the Genesis region lies the New Eden system. Located 3 light years from the system's star, we find a 15,000-year-old artifact, the Eve Gate. The name comes from the letters written strikingly across its top, E-V-E, Eve. To call it an artifact makes it seem rather small, but that's far from the truth. The gate is actually huge, because it was built to stabilize what we now know is an unusually large wormhole. We know very little about the builders of the Eve Gate. Exhaustive DNA studies across the modern races have shown that all originated from a single species from a single planet, believed to be from the other side of the gate. Besides the Eve Gate, this group left behind numerous artifacts, including other stargates across the cluster. We've been discovering these ever since humanity returned to the stars. We call this mysterious hypothetical progenitor race the Tyrans. As little as we know about the origins of the Eve Gate, we know even less about why it collapsed and cut off the colony worlds of New Eden from their lifeline to the originating system on its other side. Mysterious as the cause may have been, the result is clear. Millions died during the chaos of that catastrophe, and a dark age ensued. Today, in the hopes of answering some of the many questions we have about that time in history, numerous groups study the Eve Gate. However, there are 2 main hurdles preventing further study. First, the tremendous amount of radiation that surrounds the gate makes visits untenable. Even our strongest ships get torn apart approaching the remaining maelstrom. And second, the lack of a beacon to lock onto for jump drives means it can only be reached via high-speed travel, which would take years to traverse. For one group, the Sisters of Eve, the Eve Gate is more than just an area of study. For them, it has become a religion. They believe the gate to be a gift from God and a gateway to reach Him. According to their teachings, it is God's will that they study the gate to unlock its secrets and eventually to be reunited with God Himself. That reunion appears to be a ways off, though. The current High Priestess of the Sisters, Hannah Dorado, has stated that so far, after 2 centuries, no stunning revelations have been uncovered in their study of the Eve Gate. Searching beyond the New Eden system, we don't have to travel far to find other artifacts from the same era. 3 Stargate jumps out, there lies a cul-de-sac system aptly named Dead End. There, a rather unusual object can be found that's believed to be at least as old as the Eve Gate, perhaps even older. Known as the Black Monolith, it is a rather large and disturbingly beautiful cuboid whose sides conform precisely to a ratio of 1:4:9. It is built from an indestructible, impenetrable, and, as of yet, unidentifiable material. The scientific community believes it is no coincidence that the perfect ratio of the monolith's proportions is the squares of the first 3 positive integers, 1, 2, and 3. This fact leads many to believe it's a clue, an indication that its creators are trying to send a message. If there is a key to unlock this mystery, it eludes us for now. But this isn't the only monolith found in New Eden. Beyond the rumors and tales of monoliths randomly appearing throughout the cluster, usually hiding in crystal quarries and other similarly rare archaeological sites, there is another confirmed monolith located in known space, and this one has a name: the Sun Reader. It resides 36 jumps out from Dead End in the Forge region system of Otaito. The Sun Reader is a part of an ancient archaeological site known as the Devil's Dig. All indications of the items found at the site lead archaeologists to believe it dates back at least to a time when the Eve Gate was open. Is that enough to tie the Tyrans to the monolith? Not necessarily. There are those who believe that the technology needed to construct these monoliths was beyond the capabilities of the Tyrans. Even with our current know-how, we're not able to manufacture a material like the one they're made from. If it is true the Tyrans did not build them, then the monoliths are likely far older than the Tyrans' entrance into New Eden. Either way, their origins remain a complete mystery. There's more to the Devil's Dig site than just the sun, reader. Just beyond the monolith, a swarm of megalithic asteroids surrounds a central glowing sphere that could perhaps be a pod. The asteroids have been crudely cut in a style that is not Tyran in nature, but rather that of another ancient race. Archaeologists who study the Devil's Dig have determined that many of the site's artifacts probably originated with the Talokan, a mysterious civilization that survived for a time after the Eve Gate's collapse. If we were able to date these artifacts better, we might be able to determine the exact connection, if any, between the Tyrans and the Talokan, but for now, all we can say is that our current understanding is lacking and incomplete. Further research is needed. As we continue to scour New Eden for evidence about its beginning, we find Clearwater Spring in the nearby system of Friggy, a site eerily familiar to the Devil's Dig. So much so, actually, you'd think it was an identical copy. Here too can be found megalithic asteroids crudely cut in a monolithic style. In their center lies an identical glowing sphere. What seems to be missing, however, is a black monolith. Does this suggest that whomever constructed Devil's Dig expanded outward and constructed Clearwater Spring? And if so, why? Perhaps it's the glowing sphere which holds the key to this mystery. However, like the monolith, we have been unable to determine anything significant about it. Was it once a way station for spacefaring travelers? A place to pause and reflect? It does seem to be a sacred place, with the monolithic asteroid surrounding it just as at the Devil's Dig site, like worshippers encircling the object of their adoration. For now, these sites raise more questions than answers and seem destined to remain mysteries for the foreseeable future. Today, this is where our adventure ends, but not our journey. What else might be found out there as we continue to explore New Eden? I'm Katya Say, and I'm pleased to be your guide. I hope you'll join me next time on New Eden Travelers. Fly clever,